Hello everyone, this is Rifa and welcome to my new video. So today I'm going to show you how I created my Christmas spread on my mini sketchbook. Since Christmas is at the corner, I thought of doing a Christmas spread for my sketchbook also. So again I'm using my Factinut sketchbook and Himimiya jelly gouache set. So I just started with a Christmas tree at the center and added a very dark black layer first. So I'm just using Himimiya gouache for the tree and I thought of doing all other elements in watercolor. So when I was a child, I always used to sketch this Christmas tree with a star on the top with lots of light. I didn't know I used to draw that a lot. So this time I skipped the star and thought of detailing the tree. So then I added a dark green shade for the leaves. So I'm just using lines to represent the leaves of this pine tree. And pine trees are very interesting subject to paint. So then I added another light green layer over that so it would look more detailed. So I won't be detailing the leaves that much, and also I won't be focusing on the trunk, so the structure of the tree is mainly on the leaf part and we are going to have lots of light and some snow. So yeah, then I moved for the snow. So I added little patches of snow on the leaves. Again for the snow, I just go for a light blue color or a cool gray color for the shadows. So I added that layer first and then I add white highlights on these patches of snow. So this is how I usually paint my pine trees with snow in acrylic and gouache. So it's very interesting and it's very convenient for me to paint it like this. If it is a very large painting, I will add a few more layers for the snow also, but since this is very small, I thought of doing it in just 2 layers. And then I added these red and orange lights hanging on the tree and then added the highlight with some white. For the trunk, I just added little glow at the highlighting part, and then I thought of adding a very red cup with some dessert in it, some candy and a cookie, a heart-shaped cookie and some frosting, or I don't know what it is, something like frosting or a yogurt or a whipped cream, I think. Anyways, I just wanted to maintain that color combination. I wanted to include some red, white, green and brown in my whole spread. So I just thought of it and added little elements. So this is one thing I love most about Christmas, the color combination, the red and white with some green and little browns. Yeah, and this candy stick is my favorite thing to paint. I just love how that spiral goes around it. And a little heart cookie, so I'm not detailing it that much because I'm using watercolors for these elements and it's very interesting how the watercolor blends in. So yeah, the cup of little dessert is very interesting on my spread. Christmas would be incomplete without a cake with some whipped cream above it and some berries. Yeah, I love cakes so much, and this is another thing I love about Christmas. I always loved baking cakes, breads and rolls, and I love frosting the cake even though I'm not so good at frosting. So when I was a child, while studying, I used to watch cooking shows a lot. So I just eagerly wait for my cooking videos on Christmas because there will be a lot of cake cooking videos and shows on Christmas. I just wait for that part of the year, and I used to watch a lot of those cake cooking videos and shows. I used to watch different tutorials on how to get different kind of frosting and icing for your cake. But I never tried the frosting that much because the materials were very limited that time. And for this cake, I just added little whipping cream over the top and with some bright red berries and little green leaves so that they fit well into my spread and they fit well to that color combination. Yeah, I just added little details on those parts. Haven't detailed it that much because I just wanted it to be like that, little detailed and minimal. And then I thought of adding these deco items in my spread, so I just added a bunch of leaves hanging with a ribbon. Of course, the ribbon is going to be red. So I chose a very different green from my tree so that my spread would look more bright and colorful. So I just added a very light wash first and then added the shadows of the leaves by adding dark green colors gradually. I also added some of those pine tree leaves in between, so I think it looks great this way. And I've added little details on these leaves and these pine tree leaves also. So I'm doing the entire process with my detailing brush. Again, this brush is also from Mia brand. So I'll drop all the links to the materials in the description. You can check them out. So I did a bright red ribbon for the hanging. I just left some highlights of the paper and added light washes and then added the contrasting layers. So I just thought of making it minimal yet detailed. So I added some details here and there, some shadows, and left some highlights, and that's it. So as a part of trying to incorporate another brown object, I thought of adding a wooden log, so it will look more aesthetic and it will give that winter touch, I guess. So I'm just adding a very irregular wooden log and I'm adding the aerial view of that wooden log. So I won't be adding shadows because it's going to be an aerial view, and if I add shadow just to the wooden log, it would look odd. And adding shadows to each and every object is going to be weird because all the objects are in different angles. Some is hanging and some are on just placed on the top of something like that, and tree is on the ground, and we have the aerial view of the wooden log. So if I add shadows to each and every object, it would look very odd. So next I thought of adding these red birds near their nest with some snow. So I just love these birds and I have seen them in most of winter paintings. So as a part of incorporating that winter theme also, I thought of adding them in this spread. And another thing I love about this is that they fit so well to the white background. They look so contrast and vibrant in this white background because they are going to have little black details on their feathers and tails. So I think they will look absolutely beautiful on a white background. So I just added this home-like nest with some snow on the top of it. Again, I added the blue color to indicate the shadow of the snow, and I think it looks great how the snow looks on that little nest. I don't know if we can call this a nest because this is not how a nest of any bird looks like, so we can call it a home, their little home. Yeah. And as final details, I added little black details on their feathers and at the tip of their tail, and some at the tip of their beak. No, the beginning of the beak. Yeah. So this is how my Christmas spread looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next video.